So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another episode of Is It That Bad, where we take a look at an album that maybe it was bad or people thought that they had mixed reviews on it. And today we're doing Mr. Sam Mortley's The Rockstar from Breeders pick. So we're doing, you can see my Oasis albums beside me, but we're not doing those two albums. We're doing Hidden Chemistry from 2002. So yeah, this came out in 2002, I think in July, and it's a band that I was reading. It's the first album where Noel Gallagher stopped being a bitch and let other people write some songs for them. So we're here to talk about this album. It's Sam's choice. So first of all, joining me again, we have Sam from, he's a YouTuber shoegazer, and he's got a band Breather. Sam, how are you tonight?
Yeah, pretty good.
Awesome.
There seems to be there's a bit of a connection problem, I think. It's a bit lagging.
That's okay, man, but
Anybody else notice that?
I can see your gorgeous face. And we have returning for the third time for the Is It That Bad, Matthew from Diceable Reviews. Matthew, how are you?
I am doing great. I'm feeling great. I'm always happy to be back on this channel and doing stuff like this. It's always so much fun.
Yeah. And rounding up the panel, we have Tom the Green Man, the man who knows horror, fantasy, and lately symphonic metal. Like I'm jealous of Tom. Like he's interviewing the most beautiful women ever on his channel. And I'm like, maybe I should be
nice one.
Yeah, that's a good spot to be. So Tom, how are you tonight?
500k subs as well.
Yeah,
yeah, reached 500 recently. Yeah, that was great.
He reached 500k. So again, Tom,
congratulations.
Tom started on Is It That Bad from the first episode, so he's a series regular. So since this is Sam's choice, you know the drill. We're gonna do the 3 rounds. The first round, we're gonna talk about our first impressions when we listen to the album that Sam is holding in his hand. Then we're gonna do round 3, where we pick 3 songs that we think are the weakest, and we say why. And then on round 3, we both thumbs up or thumbs down, and we give our final thoughts. So since this is Sam's choice, and he was last to join, Sam, what are your initial thoughts of Hidden Chemistry?
Yeah, hi there, guys. Thought this would be an interesting one to do. Lots of people would say this is the flop album, the first flop, Standing on the Shoulder of Giants, which came out in the year 2000. I think that was initially, historically, that was the big flop, wasn't it? The stinker. But I think over the years, it's garnered a lot of credit, because it's the first time Oasis kind of experimented, and it went a bit more dark, like kind of Radiohead, like lyric wise, I would say.
Yeah,
with that gas panic
in the bushes, stuff. Which I love.
It's a great, it's like a boxing intro song.
That was on the movie Snatch.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Sam, you're kind of breaking up a little bit there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sam, let's wait for your internet to get better, and we'll come back to you. So, Matthew, what are your initial thoughts on this record?
My initial... he's still coming in.
He's being blocked by Noel Gallagher. He's like, no, you cannot speak illy about this album, so I'm blocking your internet.
I guess so, because I personally, I think I want to talk fondly about this album, maybe, because Oasis, besides the biggest hits, the Wonderwall and everything, I'm not too familiar with a lot of their deeper cuts. And to me, this is like a deeper cut of an album, because I never really listened to that much, but I thoroughly kind of like for the most part, I enjoyed most of this album. Like there's some pretty good like tracks on here, I thought. And the one thing I really liked about this album, the bass tuning. I really like how the bass was being used on this album. It has a really deep and rich feeling to it. And as I've gotten older, I really like bass. I don't know why. Just if a good bass line, good bass like plays and leads the song, I love it. And overall, I'm thinking like I enjoyed like out of like 11 songs, there are only two songs on here that I didn't enjoy. And like they're either pretty good or like they were like solidly made. So I was pretty impressed by it for my first
Nice.
time listening to it ever.
Yeah. So Sam, is the internet better for on your side, man? I think Sam
It's
froze.
frozen.
Oh no.
Elsa froze him. He's like, you shall not talk about this album. So while Sam comes back, this is what happens on Is It That Bad? Sometimes we get blocked. Sam, you can do it without sound. So while Sam figures out what the fuck's going on there, Tom, what were your initial thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I knew actually didn't realize I knew half this album before listening to it again for this episode because I knew all the singles. And the reason I know all the singles is because I think if you live in the UK, it's hard to avoid Oasis anywhere. You go into a shop, you often hear Oasis, or at least at this time in the 2000s, early 2000s, late 90s, they were being played all the time. So you had them on in the pub, in bars, in shops. They are for me like one of those bands that just often gets radio play or often got radio play, certainly back in the day, and a lot of exposure. So I knew all the singles, and even I was a little bit surprised at the ones I knew actually, and thought, yeah, I know this song, I know that song. Um, I did read up a bit about some tension between the Gallagher brothers, which I wasn't surprised about. I thought, oh, tension between the Gallagher brothers, what a surprise for this album. And yeah, and it was interesting that the album got quite a mixed reception, I think. Like there was a writer in The Guardian that called it Yawning Glory, I think. Or What's the Story, Yawning Glory, I think. And I can see maybe why for me it's a little bit of a um I don't know. It's just for me, it just sounds like Oasis, like you would expect an Oasis. If AI did an Oasis album, it would sound a bit like this,
Don't
perhaps.
give it ideas,
Oh.
man. It's coming.
Oh,
It's
So,
it's
Sam,
that
it's coming.
controversial.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Sam is
I mean,
back. I'm
to
telling
be
you,
honest,
Sam.
with
Yeah.
with Oasis, I'm a big fan of their first album, their second album a bit as well. Yeah, definitely, maybe is a great album, and I like that one too. Yeah, but
Yeah.
after that, I kind of drifted away from the band, to be honest. But I will come on to my latest thoughts. I reserve my true judgment of this one for later on because I have other things to say.
Awesome. So, Sam, I'm sorry that the
Mm.
Knoll brothers tried to silence you. You may speak now. What were
Yeah.
the initial thoughts?
I had a gagging order. Am I back? Okay, am I?
Yeah, yeah,
Now, yeah, you seem
Oh,
pretty
it's
good. Yeah.
definitely, yeah. There is a bit of a delay, I noticed, but it should be good enough. So yeah, 1.2 out of 10 Pitchfork. And this is the first album with the two and
Oh my God. Yeah.
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 They didn't know
Sam,
what you're talking about this album.
you're breaking up
on that
again, man.
album.
I don't think quite.
I shouldn't be, man. I shouldn't be breaking up.
You're good now, man.
So basically, I thought,
It's back.
okay, it's
back.
weird stuff. There's some ghost in the machine
Yeah.
here. So I need to make this point really quickly then, I suppose. So I think it's good for one half of it. Yeah, so the first 6 songs I do like, but then 7, 8, 9, 10, you can forget.
Dude, that's for the
And-
second round.
Whoa. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. But anyway,
So I guess we're in the second
Go.
round. So Sam, what are the track names that you don't like?
I have a song. So the track names I don't like would be A Quick Peep, Born on a Different Cloud, and Better Man.
Yeah,
But
a quick
Better Man
peep
especially
it's like
because
an interlude or something, but yeah. So we're in round two, people.
yeah,
Like Sam took us to round two. So
as Matt's gone yet.
no, Matthew's going now for round two. So Matthew, what are the tracks that you picked? You said you talked about two.
I would say two that I didn't like, but I could put three. But it's funny that Sam said the back end he didn't like as much. I like the back end pretty well and everything. The B side is pretty nice for me, so I love the contrast. Um, I would say Force of Nature, Songbird, and me. I would say with Sam, Better Man.
I love Songbird.
Songbird.
Okay, maybe like see, this is why I think maybe a little interesting.
Oasis fans are going to attack you, man.
Oh, okay, this is
Controversy.
perfect. Because, like I said, I know Oasis. I do know the big hits. Like I was a
Look
like
at
an
Tom.
elementary
Look at
kid.
Tom losing himself.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tom. Like, I blame it on the fact that I was like an elementary school kid when Oasis was big, so I never was there for it. Just the big hits. So now I'm going back and listening to it. But the thing about the Songbird was there's this weird clapping in the background that just kind of distracts me from the song.
I
I
think
like the
that's
song.
Noel making fun of Liam.
I guess so. Like
Probably.
everything about the song I do like, but like this weird continuous clapping, I was fixating on it the whole time. I couldn't enjoy it. And then they do clapping again in the song Better Man, and it sounds like proper there. It just songbird saying really weird and a little disjointed for me because of that clapping and stuff.
So Matthew,
Sorry for Oasis fans. Sorry, Tom.
No, that's all right.
that's
Absolutely
what we
fine.
have here. So Matthew, I want to know
That's
what
why
is
you're here.
the correct clapping technique?
No, I just wanted no clapping in Songbird. Just
No.
take it out. It feels like a weird metronome to me. Like I was like, why is this? Are they trying to keep themselves on beat and they just forgot to take it out? Because the song does sound good, but I was just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. As I was listening, I couldn't listen to the rest of the song because I was focused on that weird clap.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think I get what you mean, bro. It's kind of a bit kind of like preschool, kind of, or like a kindergarten, as you call it in America.
I guess also
It's
maybe
kind of, you know, like a nursery rhyme kind of thing.
a little bit. So it just felt like not very, I guess, Oasis to me or something. I don't know. Like it really threw me off and like, yeah. And no shade towards this is a big and see I'm coming in blind. Besides a few tracks, like I don't know, I didn't know this was a big song for Oasis fans.
Now
So I
you're
think
gonna
that's
Matthew's
hilarious.
gonna be walking down the street and people are gonna be like, I like Songbird, man. And you'll be like, oh.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think you'll be fine. But
Don't look back in anger. Don't look back in anger.
I shall not. Only forward.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say Force of Nature was a
Yeah.
little bit kind of just compared between Hindu Times and Hung in a Bad Place, ironically, it seems kind of not as interesting compared to those other two tracks. Those other two tracks are very large and got a really good catchiness. Force of Nature just seems kind of meh, kind of bland. Not bad, just meh there. And then Better Man, I feel like the sequencing, Born on a Different Cloud, I really like that one. I feel like that should have been the closer. And then they go to Better Man, which is more of like a rock, like a generic rock kind of vibe and everything. And I was feeling really happy finishing off with Born on a Different Cloud in this long song with a really long extra bonus clip at the very end, which is better than the actual song. So I just felt like this is just really placed. It's well made, but it just feels out of place in the whole sequencing.
Yeah. Plus,
I've said my piece.
Yeah, good one. So what about you, Tom?
Yeah, I mean, I also picked Better Man, so I thought I'd carry on with. I mean, I know that's pretty much the last song on the album, apart from the. It's something that bands were doing quite a lot then, wasn't it? We're having that last track and then a long gap, and then having another track.
That was more in the 90s.
This is what I'm going to rip into in the final rounds for sure.
Yeah. So, I'll let Sam do that. I think the other one. Now I know Matt said Songbird is one of your least favorites. For me, actually, I'm now going to really put the cat amongst the pigeons and say, I actually don't really like Stop Crying Your Heart Out. Because for
Whoa.
me, there we go. For me, though, it just it makes me think a little bit of Don't Look Back in Anger, but for me, it's just not doesn't hit the same as that song, and so I've never really liked it. I can remember having to put up with lots of people singing it around me when it came out, and I just was kind of
It's the karaoke song.
yeah, I kind of got bored of it pretty quick. And the other one I picked is She Is Love as well towards the end, which is one Matt really likes, I think. So
Maybe.
we're all over the place. I mean,
I fucking love it.
Yeah,
it's what this is all about. It's what it's all about.
We have different things, and now that you mentioned it, Tom, that you mentioned Stop Crying Your Heart
really
Out,
divisive.
Back in Anger, I'm like, wow, I can. There's some similarities. It sounds like almost the second part, but maybe I was thinking like, Tom, do you have an ex-girlfriend that dedicated that song to you, and it was like ruined forever? Like she's like, stop crying your heart out. I'm like, woman, it's over.
We're done.
Like go away. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. Everyone's picking different songs. So I guess it's my turn. And you know what? I'm gonna pick a song that none of you have picked. Probably all in my mind. I think Liam's voice in this song is so whiny, and it sounds like it's fucking Beatles worship. It's too much. It's
I commented on that. Yeah, the vocals were weird on this track a bit.
Yeah, it's too much Beatles stuff, and I was like, eh. And I think
it features.
I picked She's Love as well, because She's Love sounds like a song that you would sing in you're singing a campfire, like eating s'mores, a kumbaya motherfucker. You're singing, she's love, she's love. I'm like, no. Matthew, and I'm going to. So I love Songbird. I think Songbird is a very I know that Liam wrote that song, and I think Noel probably gave him a lot of crap, but it's a very simple song, but a very beautiful track. So I love that track. And the other one I picked, actually, I picked Born on a Different Cloud. I just think it's way too long, and it's like Born on a Different Cloud, and it says the same.
It sounds exactly like the Beatles, Here and Now.
It's the
Now and Then, and then
they're repeating the
Now
same
and Then
thing.
song.
Yeah, for too long.
It's a lot like that.
Yeah,
it's like they had some telepathy and
something like that, and that's why. But it's interesting because we all pick different tracks. Sam, I think Noel is talking with your internet again.
No, yeah.
He's not pleased. No, it's not pleased.
No, Sam.
What's happening now? What's happening?
You froze like this.
Yeah,
so, it's okay, man. It's Noel Gallagher and Liam Gallagher. They don't want you to talk about this album. They're gonna have if they make a reunion and Breather says we want to play for you guys, there'll be like Breather is banned from playing this show because they did an Is It That Bad episode.
Absolutely no breather.
No breather for you, man. So we're going to
not allowed to breathe. We're suffocated.
Yeah, we're going to the third and final round if the internet permits it. So Sam, what are your final thoughts on
this? I better do this quick. I'll do this quick. Okay, so I think this album lacks the rocking tracks for me. I think there's too many ballads like Stop Crying Your Heart Out, Songbird, She Is Love. These are kind of acoustic based and just ballady. I think it could have done with a bit more like attitude that was on that earlier material. Yeah, of course, that one. Definitely that one. Definitely, maybe.
Definitely, maybe.
Yeah, but you see what I did there. So I think that obviously it's good that. Thank you. It was good that the other guys in the band were allowed to contribute to the songwriting instead of just Noel Gallagher. But I
You
think
know why? Because that
they-
way, if
they
it
didn't do
sucks,
enough.
Noel would blame the other guys. You know, the album sucks because of you guys.
Not me. It was y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sam, do you have
I
a
was gonna
thumbs
say,
up or
I
a
was-
thumbs
I was
down?
doing
Oh my God, Sam.
No, Sam.
thumbs up, thumbs up,
Thumbs up, thumbs up. Show it so people can see
thumbs up,
the thumbs
dude.
up for Sam.
Right.
Sam's
Yeah,
So, see, we go even with different internet difficulties. Is it that bad? Should not be stopped, people.
Never.
We will fucking move forward. So, Matthew, what is your final thoughts on this one?
I feel bad that like this is like probably the only Oasis album I've ever fully listened to. So I feel like my opinion is really gonna be. I know.
Play
Oh,
this
man.
fucking record, man. Do
I
it
know.
after this video.
I know. I that's why like I do this stuff.
whoa.
I know. Come at me. I love it. Everyone come at. I know. It's my first full listen of an Oasis album, so I feel like now my bar is set with this album. So I'm sorry, guys. I was a baby when this, well, not a baby. I was in elementary school. I wasn't around, but now I'm here. I'm late to
He
the
was
party,
a
but I'm here.
songbird.
You're
Oh,
making me and
look at it
Hector
again.
feel old now, Matt. You're making me and Hector feel old.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Oh, that's
Everyone,
okay.
internet, YouTube, forgive me.
But
But,
so yeah,
we're
after
all about
that,
the same age.
listen
I'm
to
mess.
these
I wasn't in
two
elementary.
So
But oh, I was gonna say that like overall, like I like that there's like I'm not a big fan of the ballad stuff, but I like the ballads on here. They sounded really good. The lyrics were pretty simple and just kind of straightforward. And I don't know, maybe I'm in a time of my life where like I just wanted some simple stuff and everything. And I enjoy most of this album and everything. And it sounds well produced. Like everything's layered out pretty well. Minus a few times with the vocals and stuff, but the vocals sound really good. The guitars are really simply played and everything. The drumming is okay. The bass sounds great. But I feel like because I've heard of Wonderwall and some of the big hits, maybe there's not as much creative juices as previous albums, but it still feels like a solid album overall. But I feel like as I was listening to it, I was like, I've heard the Oasis name so much. I've heard the other track. I'm pretty sure this is not their best stuff, but it's still pretty good. Like Oasis bad stuff is still better than some other band's best stuff. That's what I got off of this album. So I would say, I don't think it's that bad.
thumbs up. So we have two thumbs
I
up.
give it a thumbs up.
Yeah. Even with Sam trying to be silenced by the internet itself. So, Tom, what your final thoughts and rating on this one?
Well, interesting. Matt says he really likes the bass because who was on the bass for this album? I believe it was Andy Bell.
Andy Bell. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
he's in
rocks.
Rides. So Matt, do you know Rides? Because they're worth checking out if you don't.
I'm very transparent. No, but thank you for
Yeah.
telling me. Now I love expanding my music palette. So
Yeah,
thanks so
they're
much,
like
Tom.
an old classic shoegaze band that started in the early 90s. But anyway, back
Ooh,
into the
yes.
decision. So I would say no, it's not that bad. So I'll give it a thumbs up. Like I say, I've been away from Oasis for quite a long time because I kind of have become a little bit numb because you just hear them so much here. So I kind of just feel like unless they released something like Definitely Maybe again out of nowhere, I would probably maybe get back on the bandwagon and get back to them again. But I've never really been sort of into them for quite a long time. And I really like. I think my favorite track is Songbird. To be honest, it is one of the ballady ones, But I just think it feels like the most. I don't know. It just works for me. It's very short, but I like the lyrics. I like the sound of it. I just like how it sort of, feels like just does. Just what it does, and I'm not as keen as I say on Stop Crying Your Heart Out because it reminds me a lot of Don't Look Back in Anger. But yeah, I think the album has its plus points. I think towards the end, to me, I find it like a little bit, even though those are slightly more rocky, that those tracks, that they're also still feel a little bit stale. So the album all the way through never really kind of gets me very excited. But overall, I do not think it's a bad album at all. I just feel it's a little bit sort of what you'd expect from Oasis from that era. Nothing that really kind of sparks my interest much.
Yeah. So when you said that Songbird was your favorite album, here we have Noel looking at you, judging me. Huh? Like he's like, how dare you,
Yeah.
man? The song that I didn't fucking write is your
It's my
favorite
favorite.
song from the album.
Sorry,
But
Noel.
Sorry to this man.
I'm gonna say it too. That is also my favorite song from this record, and I think it's a very underrated Oasis song. It's so simple but just beautiful, and I don't know. I like to sing it when I see birds. Like,
I think the guy is he met him on the internet. I think it's drummer.
yeah, I'm gonna translate for Sam. He said something that, yeah, that song isn't that bad. That's okay.
I was making a joke about the internet being turned off by the guy in the
You
front
know,
cover.
that's what happens when you are late to the episode that you said that we wanted to talk about, man. The internet punishes you.
Hold my head in shame.
Shame on you, Sam Morgan.
Shame.
It's probably it can be the location. It could be a
Yeah.
location that Sam's in. That's if
Yeah,
it's like
probably
out in the countryside or something. Maybe that's.
Well,
Those country folks.
not
Blame
really.
the
Bad
Well,
internet.
it's the city, so it
countryside and
shouldn't
their
be like
crappy Wi-Fi.
There's
So,
some crappy West Country. It's like basically live in the Texas of England.
Yeah, baby.
Maybe that's why.
the Texas of England.
The Southwest is like,
so
yeah,
I'm gonna
the
give
Southwest.
my final thoughts and rating. Yeah, I give it a thumbs up. I actually didn't remember this album that well when it came out because at that time I was listening to other stuff that wasn't Oasis. I was like big into like Lamb of God and like harder stuff. But I do remember the singles because I bought that back when you bought CDs. I bought that compilation album that they put out, the Master Plan, that it had like different songs and it had a few from that.
Yeah,
album.
that's the B sides.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, but is it as good
B
as
sides compilation.
Oasis will never top these two albums. These two albums for me are essential listening. So I think even though definitely maybe it's also my favorite, it's this one. For just like a little bit, but this song like if you had a rock and roll star, like it's missing some of the attitude that Oasis had on its first albums, but it's very well produced. I like the bass as well, and I did know right. So the only thing that I think it's stupid that in 2002 you have a hidden track. Like that is such a 90s thing. Like I don't think like why did you need a hidden track?
Yeah, that was the thing that brought it down for me.
Yeah, and I was listening.
He had to wait half an hour, and it wasn't even a good song. That Cage song. I did not like it.
It sounds like a jam. Glad to have you back, Sam.
You got to wait for so long, and when it comes on, it just doesn't impress me.
Yeah.
But Sam, you do know that in modern technology you can press fast forward, right?
Yeah, Sky Plus.
I just imagine Sam sitting there,
Sky Plus,
waiting for the
wind forward.
Track. I'm like, when are you starting hidden track? When I was listening to the album, I said the last track was 32 minutes.
Like
I'm like, is this Dream Theater? I'm like, I don't.
This
think
is
so.
my remote.
I had the same thought.
This is my remote control.
The remote control.
Come on, Sky Plus, move forward.
Move forward so I can listen to the one. But yeah, I don't think it's that bad. I think maybe it's one of the like if I would have to rank Oasis discography, this probably would be like in the lower half. But I think the
Mm.
album that comes after this, Dig something. I even remember that one less.
Don't Believe the Truth.
Don't Believe the Truth is the next one. Yeah, Matt's got it.
Don't Believe. Yeah, there's a few
And
albums
then,
so that kind of like blended
and
together for me. But yeah, we all voted. It's not that bad. So this album, Hidden Chemistry by Oasis, is saved by us. And I don't think the Noel Gallagher brothers would give a shit because they're not getting back together,
Nah.
people. It doesn't like if Oasis gets back together, it will be a miracle. But you know what? Check out Liam Gallagher's solo albums are really great. I actually enjoy his solo stuff more than what Noel Gallagher is doing. Yeah, I think Liam Gallagher really came into his own on his solo records. Maybe we could talk about some of his solo records for a future episode because it
Yeah,
would be
for that.
interesting. Yeah, maybe we could do like
the new
a
one.
Noel versus Liam. Which one is better? That would be a very interesting Is It That Bad episode where it's a cage match. And at the end, one comes victorious and one goes in the trash. That's an idea for a future episode and like something different. So I want to thank my guest, Sam Bordley, Shoegazer 93. Even with the internet problems, we got through it, man. I'm telling you, Noel Gallagher was.
We still love you,
your
Sam.
internet. So if you haven't, check out his
We'll
channel.
have to try another one with Matthew.
Yeah,
We'll have to try another episode with Matthew another time.
yeah.
Absolutely ready.
But
Let's
you
go.
have to subscribe to his channel if you want to know more about shoegaze because he talks a lot about shoegaze, and he has a band called Breather. I actually interviewed the band on the channel, and the EP is great. Sam,
Thank you.
Do you have some shows coming up?
There are some, only in England at the moment, but there is a new EP coming out, so look out for that one.
Let me know so I can review it on the channel.
It'll be like March, April time. April time.
Okay, I'll be here. And
Thank
of
you.
course,
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, man. And Matthew, Diceable Reviews, he's got in the 400 mark, and he talks a lot about like hardcore band. He does hilarious video reactions, and I like it because you're all about face expressions. Like when you watch your reactions, you're like because there's some video reactions out there that fucking suck. That they're like watching the video and they're like, wow, great music.
I can't believe people do that. I mean,
I'm like, oh my God, you are boring the fuck out of me. But with Matthew, he's like an entertainer. So you'll be you'll be entertained with his
definitely gonna subscribe.
Yeah, because
I will subscribe, dude.
Yeah, he reacts with his whole body. So subscribe to his channel, and of course,
I thought I was just being really boring. I thought I was a boring reactor. I was just being me. I don't
you're being yourself. And of course, we got Tom. He's been on the Is It That Bad since in inception when we talk about that album by Kid Rock, and he hit the 500 subscribers, and I think you should get him to more subscribers because his channel is really great. He talks about books, man. Some things with letters that you fucking read. he reads them and then he tells you.
I think people use Kindle these days.
Whatever.
I'm thinking about doing book reviews.
Audio
on Tom's page. Yeah.
I've done 2 book reviews on my channel and no one fucking watched them. So I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm not doing any more book reviews because I call the section "Chilling with a Book." Let me tell you, like nobody.
What the hell is a book?
Yeah,
people like what the hell is a book?
Yeah, I talk about the Dave Grohl book, and that one got more traction. But besides that, no one gave a shit. But Tom, the Green Man, he's interviewing symphonic metal band for the Symphonic Sundays, a great series that you should catch. So for those of you that love symphonic metal, so subscribe to his channel. And finally, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I interview a lot of bands from different genres. I also do album reviews and, of course, the Is It That Bad series. And coming up next for Is It That Bad, we're going to talk about a new album We're gonna go talk about Scott Stapp's new solo record that right now I don't know the name of the record, but for that one, I'm gonna be joined by Tom the Green Man and JC Rock and Metal Reviews, and it's gonna be like the original free of Is It That Bad? And we're gonna talk about that new album that's gonna be next Sunday. So people,
Creed, another controversial band.
yeah, like we're arms wide open, man. So,
Divisive, aren't they? Yeah, arms wide open, open mind.
open mind. So people, until next time, this is Hector, the Shield Donut Couch, and I'll see you on another episode of Is It That Bad? Thank you and goodbye.